Hello and welcome back to another Magic Girls Explain video. Today we'll be talking about Tsuruno Yui, her story and info. In our last story, we talked about Yachio Nanami and her story. Since we're going to be talking about Tsuruno, I'd like to mention that I did a video series, a 3-part series on my YouTube channel back in June on Tsuruno, and I recommend checking it out too, since I'm going to be talking about it here. Now let's get on with Tsuruno's story. General info. Tsuruno Yui is 17 years old. She's 162 centimeters high. Her eye color is orange and her hair is light brown. She originated from Sankyo Ward in Kimihama City. Her soul gem is an orange diamond located on the center of her belt waist. Her weapon is a Japanese war fan, or iron fans for short. They were used by samurai using in feudal Japan. Her wish is to win the lottery of 800 million yen. In US dollars, $7,678,464,000 in US. That's a lot of money. I want to win the lottery is her wish. Her doppel is Yu Hong, and her known relatives are her unnamed great-grandfather who is deceased, her grandfather who is deceased, her grandma and father and mother, and 2 sisters. One is the eldest. She goes to Kimihama University of Frail School and she's in the 11th grade. Her magical element is the flame element and her ability is good luck. Tsuruno's Magical Girl Summary. As I was saying, Tsuruno's Magical Girl Summary. A reckless magical girl who is full of energy. Tsuruno loves her family, especially her grandfather and great-grandfather, who led the Yuris into former prosperity. She fights to become the strongest magical girl in order to restore the Yui name. Yuhan Doppel description. Since Tsuruno's doppel has not been revealed in the 2020 anime, she does not have a 2020 anime card. Her in-game card, however, reads the following. The doppel of harmony, its form is ham. The master of this emotion is quite dissatisfied with both the appearance and behavior of her doppel, in contrast to her own desires to achieve great deeds through her own hard work. This doppel creates an endless stream of wealth and satisfies the never-ending desires of her choose relatives in an attempt to preserve the family peace. The truth is, however, that this is only a very fickle and short-lived harmony. The master believes that it exists to complete constant in her own noble goals, and prefers to keep a boorish experience hidden from the world. However, she may one day find that her doppel is that she needs this doppel's power to protect the harmony between her family members, no matter how fragile the harmony might be. Tsuruno's main story. In Tsuruno's side of the story of the main story, Tsuruno makes 2 appearances with Ito for the first time. In the 2017 game, Tsuruno encounters Ito when she is looking for the second Uwasa. Ito has screamed out that she needed help to find answers on the second Uwasa's rumor. And just how Tsuruno delivers, she shouts out in Ito's face. In the 2020 anime, the first encounter was different. Ito comes to Tsuruno's family Chinese restaurant, the Banzai. She's there when Momoko hands her a flyer to the restaurant saying she can find answers there about Ui Tamaki, Ito's missing sister, or more on the friendships ending staircase and other rumors. When Ito comes, however, she is nervous about Tsuruno thinking like she is in the wrong place. Before she can leave, Tsuruno takes her inside before she can make a run for it. There she has no choice but to ask Tsuruno questions about Ui and the rumors. Tsuruno doesn't have anything that knows about Ui, but gave much information on the rumors she knew. Since Ito was a magical girl, Tsuruno also volunteered to help Ito in the rumors. When they fought the second Uwasa, Ito unlocks her doppel, to Tsuruno and Yachijo's shock. In the 2020 anime, after the Uwasa is killed, Yachijo and Tsuruno can't find Ito until she emerges from the water in her doppel form, and her doppel attacks Tsuruno. But before it could, Mommy Tomoe comes and shots her down with tarot finale. She then comes to finish off Itara, claiming she's a witch in human form. In both versions, Tsuruno is just standing there puzzled to what is going on. Tsuruno will soon meet Felicia Mitsuki in Sana Futaba, as she helps Itara and Yachicho with the rumors. When Itara and Tsuruno and Felicia and Sana go to the Memory Museum, Toko Satomi, one of the Wings of Mage's leaders, reveals the secret of magical girls to the group, except Yachicho, who didn't came. This scares Tsuruno and everyone. Toko offers them to join the Wings of Mages. Itara is put in the memories of Yachicho and Mifuru, and is unable to stop Tsuruno and the others as they are brainwashed into joining the Wings of Mages. Soon Tsuruno becomes a rumor Tsuruno, once becoming completely brainwashed. The West is history of the main story. Tsuruno's Side Story. Now let's begin with Tsuruno's Side Story. As a message, I did do a video on Tsuruno's Side Story in 3 parts. I recommend watching them after this video. Now let's continue. It begins with Tsuruno finishing up Magical Girl practice with Rena, Kid, and Momoko. She finishing off the fight that she was in with Rena. She then challenges Momoko and Kid as she beated Rena. But the girls decided fighting was over. They were very tired that fighting was over. Tsuruno says she must become stronger. Momoko asks why why she wants to become stronger, and Tsuruno explains. The story is how she became a magical girl in the first place. Her great-grandfather set up a Chinese restaurant, which her grandfather then made run in Kimihama. But once, however, her father took over the restaurant, the ratings and customers dropped over time, and her grandmother and grandmother only concerned about luxuries, to the point of selling the keepsakes of her great-grandfather and grandfather just to buy a new car. When given the contract to become a magical girl, Tsuruno wished for 8 million yen to win in a lottery. But her mother and grandmother took the money and spent it on a luxurious cruise. Talk about a bunch of greed. Tsuruno still says they're on vacation. She claims she wants to become strong because she believes her grandpa and great-grandpa were strong too. Rena points out Tsuruno's strength might be different than that. Tsuruno says her grandpa said that the human strength comes from the same root. She says if she becomes strong and energizes her family, she says it will solve all of her problems. That it is their duty to receive the Yui name, which used to be high class. This Tsuruno challenges Rena again, but Rena shows her something she found on the internet about a person in Kimihama who gives advice. Rena suggests Tsuruno should go there to receive advice to become strong. Tsuruno decides to go there the next day. Meanwhile, Momoko's group is relieved not to deal with Tsuruno again. The next day, Tsuruno heads to the place called Emir's Room, possibly in the Kimihama shopping district. Akira Shinobu shows Tsuruno to the counselor Emir Karasuki. Emir tells Tsuruno to talk to her, that when people do that, they feel refreshed. She then tells Tsuruno she loves talking to people, and that everyone suggested she build an advice stand. Kind of sounds like a advice stand that I know from a Lucy. Tsuruno decides to leave, thinking Emir could not help her, but Akira convinces Tsuruno to stay. Tsuruno decides to tell the 2 girls her goal. Emir tells her she should train, which is not the same as exercise. She also says exercising is not like practicing, but training is supposed to be super hard, so that she knows from a manga she once read. Tsuruno, to Akira's surprise, understands Emir is saying, and Tsuruno says instead of fighting others, she would fight herself. When Tsuruno asks Emir how she can do it, Emir introduces Akira as someone who is super strong at karate. Akira protests, but Emir insists Tsuruno go to Akira's place. Akira was forced to cooperate. Later, Akira and Tsuruno track down a lost dog. Tsuruno asks if Akira usually finds lost animals. Akira says people ask her to do things and she can't say no. Tsuruno thinks people counting on Akira makes Akira strong. Akira admits she can't think about another way to train Tsuruno, but Tsuruno is happy with it. Then Tsuruno sees the lost dog and runs over someone's garden to catch it. While the dog was returned, the owners got mad at Tsuruno and Akira for wrecking the garden. Tsuruno apologizes. Akira says it was alright. She tells Tsuruno of someone who is more suited for a teacher than her. The next day, Akira introduces Tsuruno to Mayuri-chan. Akira says that Mayuri is strong at Kenpo. Tsuruno says if Mayuri can train her, but Mayuri says she doesn't have enough experience in Kung Fu, and her master will be upset if she taught others. Tsuruno begs she will do anything if Mayuri allows her to train. Akira admits she brought Tsuruno to Mayuri because Akira didn't have the confidence to do it herself. Mayuri is forced to comply and brings Tsuruno to a factory. She introduces Tsuruno to the factory manager. Mayuri says Tsuruno will work part-time and carry heavy items. Tsuruno gets to work and Mayuri is surprised with Tsuruno's strength. The factory manager tells Mayuri he is happy that Mayuri introduced Tsuruno to him. Mayuri thanks the manager for his help, but the manager says that they've been in debt sent to the Sukai Hao for a long time. Later on, Tsuruno leaves the factory and meets Yachito Namini in the park, where she bursts into tears in front of Yachito. It turns out, working at the factory, Tsuruno tripped over some parts she was carrying and went over all the place. The people who worked there said it was alright. This made Tsuruno feel upset. It made her feel like she hadn't accomplished anything. It terrified her that she might lose her family and the restaurant. Yachito tells Tsuruno to calm down and relax. She tells her not to only worry about small things and not to worry about the big picture. She calms down Tsuruno, and she claims that Tsuruno accomplishes small things, she's likely to get awarded for them. The next day, Tsuruno turns to Emir's stand to apologize. She is greeted by Akira, who is there with Miru. Tsuruno apologizes for what happened at the factory, but Miru reveals that the factory manager wants Tsuruno to come back and help out again. Akira says the owner of the lost dog is very happy that they found him. The dog is practically only her family. Surprised by the praise, Tsuruno accepts Miru's offer to help again. Tsuruno then tells Yachito what happened and decides that the training was a success. She challenges Yachito to a fight, but Yachito refuses, and she says that she'll go find Momoko's groove and runs off. Sounds pretty suspicious. That is when Tsuruno wonders where Reina could be. The end. Tsuruno's abilities. Her abilities is worded at good luck, although it does seem to manifest itself more as it brings double-edged sided. The restaurant of her family isn't the best there is, and it started to that it won't get better anytime soon. But it is never going to run out of money since it's cheap, and a lot of loyal customers come, which Tsuruno easily gets with her extraordinary personality. In Yui Side Story, she eats something where a laxative was poured in, and as a result, she spent the rest of the day in the restroom. But if she didn't eat it, the restaurant will get a bad publicity. It is also said that her firmly smooth release from Charloland is this, and that her corruption was nowhere near as bad as Holy Mommy's is. Alternatively, her good luck is said to only occur if it benefits others. When she wished to win the lottery, it was the benefit of her family's restaurant. When she won the rare the Hagen Ball stickers, it was for trading with Felicia. And during the New Year's event, she was able to win a carnival game because the prize was for her friends. In the case of the indigestion from Mel's prediction, Tsuruno believed her good luck magic would shield her from any ill effects. But because that would only benefit her, she was stuck with bad luck still. Tsuruno's name meaning. Tsuruno's last name Yuri means reason, ratio, respectively. Her name means crane and yes, respectively. However, the yes is a character that is often used with girls' names in general. 4 facts about Tsuruno Yuri. Fact 1. Tsuruno's Japanese voice actor is Shiina Tsukara, who is known for voicing Jin in Bongo Stray Dogs, New Groomery's Child, in Your Lie in April, Hirosaka and others in Aikatsu, and a student in Jewel Pet Happiness. Her English voice actor is Marie Harrington, who is known for her recurring roles in How I Met Your Mother, Good Luck Charlie, and Ever After High. As far as anime goes, she voiced Vivian in Seven Deadly Sins, Tatsumaki in One Punch Man, and Larute in Hunter x Hunter. Fact 2, she is the first magic girl to gain a 5-star in cap. Fact 3, her dog will be named after Yu Hong, a central agent who served as a government official in Pearl Chinese dynasties in the 6th century. Fact 4, Yuri is the third magical girl to have her name in her witch name Yu Hong, followed by Homura Homerili and Ren Renata. And now finally we come to the ending of the video. This concludes the story of Tsuruno Yui. Next we'll be talking about Felicia Mitsuki. Do you know what to do? Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for more on the journey of the magical girls. Bye bye.